Well, what tends to happen is one domino falls and then the others start to fall as well. Last night I got word that the Jaguars and former Ohio State and Florida coach Urban Meyer are moving toward getting a deal done. Now, nothing is done until it's done. We learned that 3 years ago with Josh McDaniels not leaving the Patriots for the Colts. But the chatter among the NFL coaching fraternity as of late last night was it's moving toward Urban Meyer paired up with interim Jaguars GM Trent Baalke as the new GM, setting the table for Meyer, with Meyer in charge of the football operation. That could be happening pretty much at any time. And with Meyer, you never know what's ultimately going to happen. Someone I trust says, I think it's going to get right up to the brink, and he's not going to take it. And we've seen that before. Bill Parcells did that to Tampa Bay 19 years ago, where everything is pointing in one direction, and when it's time to put pen to paper, the guy just can't do it. Just like Josh McDaniels. Although the difference here is they don't have to wait for Urban Meyer. They can find out now, are you putting pen to paper? So until he does, it's not done. But there's a sense that that's where it's moving.
Well, it seems like anybody you talk to, that yes, that's where it's going. I mean, obviously that's Jacksonville's number one spot. Urban Meyer, seems to be flirting with it, tremendously. And it makes a lot of sense from every aspect altogether. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to see it go either way, like you said, or Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer has a track record of being worn out and stressed out. And, man, how many shows have I watched of him and his family talking about those issues after a few years? And college football is a pain in the butt. NFL, like you talked about yesterday when we were having the Saban conversation and all of those type of things, it's a different animal. It really is. It might not be as the pain in the butt because you don't have to recruit all year round, but the intensity and the stress of the job is greater, and the scrutiny and just constantly under the microscope is greater than any college place you can go to. So that's where I would be worried about Urban Meyer as we go into the future. Can he hang in there for more than 2 or 3 years and really finish the job and build something there in Jacksonville?
And one more twist on all this that could be very telling moving forward. Anytime anyone says the Jaguars are going to play more games in London or may move to London at some point, the response has always been Shad Khan, the owner of the team, is trying to make major investments in the infrastructure around the stadium. Lot J is something we've been hearing about for a while.
Yeah.
Shad Khan spoke about it back in October, that basically we need to have a vision for Jacksonville. We need to improve the overall perception of Jacksonville. We need to revitalize, and we need to expand, and we need to do this, and we need to do Jacksonville City Council voted down Lot J last night. It needed $152.7 million in public investment, and it wasn't even a close vote in Jacksonville's City Council. So Jacksonville doesn't share Shad Khan's vision for what needs to be done around the stadium, and that could be the first domino that leads toward a split schedule with London or who knows what else. Those are dynamics that Urban Meyer needs to fully understand before he puts pen to paper. And those are dynamics that maybe Trevor Lawrence understands before he says, don't draft me, Jacksonville Jaguars. And look, folks, I'm not advocating anything here, but for years now, I've been led to believe this Lot J thing is the ultimate proof that Shad Khan is committed to Jacksonville. Well, Jacksonville isn't committed to Lot J. That has to change the broader calculation, Chris.
I would think so, to a degree. Also, though, I guess I wouldn't be too critical in reading it. It is a pandemic, states, cities, they're in.
They said it's done. It's done now.
No chance it's never going to happen again.
The Jaguars are pulling the plug on it.
Wow.
They're pulling the plug on it.
Yeah, then that would scare me.
It's
okay,
done.
that would scare me a lot if I'm a Jaguars fan, that you might lose a few more games or who knows what the hell happens from here.
Look, at the end of the day, these football teams are businesses, and there's a little sleight of hand involved where they don't want the average fan to think it's a business because it makes you jaded and it makes you cynical, and they want us all to be starry-eyed and think that there's some greater thing going on. And no, it's dollars and cents, and you want to make as much money as you can in return on the investment that you've made in the team. And if you think you can make more money somewhere else, especially if the local government is going to start telling you no, that's when you start looking for local governments that may tell you yes. And that's why we've seen a reshuffling of the deck with several franchises in recent years. So it's just something to keep an eye on if you are a fan of the NFL, a Jaguars fan, or our friends in the UK and Ireland. You may be getting more Jaguars games. And a couple of years ago, you may have groaned at that possibility. With Trevor Lawrence, you may be delighted by that possibility.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.